created a system that breaks through the wall of indecision. It breaks through the wall of not being confident or not being committed and actually gets you into the zone at the flip of a switch. Champions, they're extremely motivated. We all can agree to that. However, it's that they rely themselves on systems, being stuck to being unstoppable. So write this down. This is an acronym for system. It means save yourself stress, time, effort, and money. That is a system. And we've actually created a system with psychoneuromuscular training that breaks through the wall of indecision. It breaks through the wall of not being confident or not being committed and actually gets you into the zone at the flip of a switch. So number one, system or your willpower motivation. Willpower fades, systems sustain. Willpower is like a match, it burns out. But systems, they run on autopilot. Why? Because a system is something that is like a routine, and a routine is not a routine if you have to think about it. So when you put your system on autopilot, you become unstoppable.
One of the cool stories, guys, that came from one of our clients that actually followed our system, PsychoNeuromuscular Training. This is what's so interesting. Sometimes people are doing all the right things, but yet they're on a plateau. And this one particular gentleman was just that. His name's Dennis Guffey. This is a guy that had a stroke in 2017, then went out on a journey and worked with 40 of the top 50 Golf Digest coaches. So just think about that for a second. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of money being spent. Unfortunately, none of it worked. The sad part is he was still shooting scores in the 90s and 100s. And then when he came to us, we were literally his last option. So before we go further, I want you to hear directly from him and what changed in his game.
Yeah, I get disgusted because I was at one time in my life a 1.9 handicap. Now, I was back when I was in my 30s and I'm 71 years old now. I have some physical problems. I've got bad knees. I've got restless leg syndrome. I had a stroke in 2017, and I've certainly never been as good since then as that. But I love the game and I don't want to stop playing. And on the other hand, I do not enjoy playing badly, and I had to do something or it just wasn't going to work out for me.
What were like your scores that you were shooting at prior to working with us? I think you were up like in the upper 90s, some rounds in the
Upper
hundreds.
90s, sometimes 100, 105, and that's just not good for me. And I'm even at my age, I'm physically much more capable than that.
So what were some of the results that you experienced after going through our program?
Well, it's really interesting. I started playing better immediately. My consistency was much better. The ability to do mental practice and to do that at any time was supremely important to me. And you guys were very encouraging. And I always tried to provide honest and open feedback when we talked. And Shannon has just been terrific about how to go about the mental processes. And I just have to say, you guys, nobody does these mental processes to the level that you do. And I think that made all the difference in the world to me. I, we've never talked about this, but I've actually seen 40 of the top 50 golf instructors in the country. Okay, I've spent a tremendous amount of money, time, and effort doing this, and I wouldn't take anything for the dollars that I spent on this. This is the best money I ever spent on golf because I was able to implement it quickly. I'm able to move forward and implement it in the future. Many of the top 40 guys I've been, I mean, they're all nice fellows and they're trying hard, and many of them are good at their crafts, but none of that really stuck with me for a long time. And the thing I have got complete confidence about now is that I'm off. First of all, I could call you fellows and I know you'd take care of me. And second, I know that I know what to do. I know how to fix things, and I know how to stay in the course. One of the most important things is to stay the course and to not give up before you master something.
Now, was that not amazing? Like he went from literally shooting scores in the 90s and 100s, to on the verge of quitting the game. And he told me he was looking to actually pick up bowling. And that was pretty sad considering that he retired to play his golden years less than a block away from the course that he's a member at. And the good news, he followed a system, and because he followed a system, he saw results. That's the beautiful thing about a system, is that when you have something that you repeat and you do over and over again, just like the SAT story kid, when we talk about this in the book, but what happened was he was incorrectly sent the wrong score of a 1480 when in fact he made a 740, and so what he did is he believed that he was a 1480 student, so he started behaving like a 1480 student and started doing all the behaviors that match up, basically following a system and everything else that we're going to cover in the next few key habits that he did. But that's ultimately what led him to becoming one of the world's most successful magazine entrepreneurs in the world. Because Dennis followed a system, he saw results.
Absolutely. The thing is, if you don't have a system, frustration becomes your default because you're not sure where to go and to move in to that.